All right, let's jump right in. We're going to pull back the curtain on something you probably don't think about much, but it's absolutely critical. The invisible, high-stakes battle to make sure every single medicine you take is safe. This is a fight that happens behind closed doors and, well, the stakes are as high as they get.
And take a look at this. This isn't just some polite note. No, this is a direct warning shot from the US FDA. And what it's saying is that a company's quality team, well, they aren't doing their job. This points to a massive and frankly way too common problem in the industry.
And when that happens, the consequences are huge. Think about this. A staggering 75%, three-quarters, of all drug recalls are because of quality issues. We're talking about things like contamination or even just a simple mistake on a label. That number alone tells you everything you need to know about why this stuff matters. So who's on the hook for stopping these failures? Who are the people in charge? Well, let's meet the official guardians of pharmaceutical quality. They're the team right at the center of it all.
So, quality oversight. You can think of it as this constant, systematic supervision of, well, everything. It's like having a watchtower that's staffed 24/7, keeping an eye on all the processes, all the materials, and the team in that watchtower, that's the quality unit. And they have a very unique, very powerful job.
And here's what's absolutely crucial. There has to be a clear separation of power. You've got the production team, right? Their job is to make stuff, hit targets, meet schedules. But then you have the quality unit, and they have to be completely independent. They have the ultimate authority to say, no, stop, this isn't good enough. And they can reject anything, any material, any final product. This means their decisions are only ever about safety and quality, not about hitting a production number. Okay, so these guardians, the quality unit, they aren't just winging it. They operate inside a really comprehensive system, a whole framework that's designed to build quality into every single step. And that framework has a name. The Pharmaceutical Quality Management System, or QMS. If you think of quality as a fortress, the QMS is the blueprint. It lays out every single process, every responsibility, all the resources, the whole shebang, to make sure that safe medicines are produced consistently, time after time. And of course, this whole system is built on rules, a whole web of really strict global standards and regulations that every, and I mean every drug company has to follow. These are the rules of the game, and you have powerful referees, like the FDA here in the States or the EMA in Europe, making sure everyone plays by them.
Now, inside this QMS, you've really got two key players, two sides of the same coin. First, there's quality control, or QC. Think of them as the detectives, the finders. They're in the lab, testing the actual product to find any problems. But then you have quality assurance, or QA. They're the preventers. They're not just looking at the product, they're looking at the entire system to make sure the processes are so solid that defects don't even happen to begin with. All right, that's a lot of theory. So let's make this real. Let's look at a couple of key processes where you can actually see this quality oversight in action, where the rubber really meets the road. First, you've got the audit. You can seriously think of auditors as forensic investigators for the drug-making process. They come in, they dig through piles of documents, they inspect every corner of the facility, they talk to the staff, all to answer one question. Is this company actually following the rules, and is their quality system working the way it's supposed to? And then you have something called the batch record review. Before even one bottle of medicine can be shipped out, the quality unit has to pore over this document. And it's basically the complete life story, the biography of that specific batch. It has everything, where the raw materials came from, what equipment was used, every single test result, every signature. It's a legal document for sure, but it's also the ultimate report card for that batch. So when you look at all these processes, the audits, the reviews, you start to see that they all rest on two really big ideas, two philosophical pillars, really. The first is an unshakable trust in data, and the second is being proactive, not reactive when it comes to risk. Yeah, see, the old way was to wait for a problem and then fix it. The modern way is all about getting ahead of threats before they happen. It's called quality risk management, or QRM. The whole idea is to systematically look for potential risks to the drug's quality and then figure out how to control them before they can ever cause a problem. But here's the thing. You can't be proactive without data you can trust. It's just impossible. That's why regulators are obsessed with this concept called ALCOA Plus. It's a set of principles that says all data has to be attributable. We know who recorded it. Legible, you can actually read it. Contemporaneous, it was written down as it happened. Original, it's the first record. And accurate. That plus sign covers things like being complete and consistent. It's the bedrock of what they call data integrity.
And this focus, this obsession with risk and data, it's causing a massive shift in how the entire industry thinks about quality.
It's a huge change in mindset. It used to be about compliance. The main question was, did we check all the boxes? Did we follow the rules? Now, the question is totally different. It's, are we doing everything we possibly can to ensure quality? It's a shift from a culture of compliance to a true culture of quality.
And if you're wondering why companies are so motivated to make this shift, well, beyond patient safety, there's a huge business reason. It's summed up perfectly in something called the Rule of 10. It's super simple, but so powerful. The idea is that the cost to fix a problem goes up by a factor of 10 at every stage. So let's say catching a defect early on costs you $1. If you don't catch it until later in the process, it's $10. If it gets out the door, $100. But if it actually reaches a patient and you have a recall, you're talking $1,000, or probably way, way more. It just makes so much financial sense to be proactive. And now, this whole proactive culture is getting a massive boost from technology. We're talking about AI and machine learning. Companies can now feed enormous amounts of data into these systems, and the AI can spot tiny trends or anomalies that a human being would just never, ever see. It's like having a super-powered watchdog that can flag a potential problem way before it becomes a real crisis. But, and this is maybe the most important takeaway, for all the incredible technology, for all the AI, what's the biggest risk? It still comes down to people. Even with the best systems in the world, the human element, the training, the commitment, the culture of doing the right thing, that's still the most critical piece of the puzzle. It really makes you think. Technology is an amazing tool, but at the end of the day, quality and our safety rests on human. All right, let's jump right in. We're going to pull back the curtain on something you probably don't think about much, but it's absolutely critical. The invisible, high-stakes battle to make sure every single medicine you take is safe. This is a fight that happens behind closed doors and, well, the stakes are as high as they get. And take a look at this. This isn't just some polite note. No, this is a direct warning shot from the US FDA. And what it's saying is that a company's quality team, well, they aren't doing their job. This points to a massive and, frankly, way too common problem in the industry. And when that happens, the consequences are huge. Think about this. A staggering 75%, 3/4, of all drug recalls are because of quality issues. We're talking about things like contamination or even just